Welcome to the Sicilian Dream.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Yeah, so we've had a brilliant question, and I think it's brilliant, and we haven't picked up on this question, have we? You know, since we've started this channel. Oh, by the way, I'm Lillo.
Oh, and I'm Angela.
So, yeah, we've
welcome back.
This question that we had was, what's the dark side of Sicily?
Well, I think the question was, what were the negatives of Sicily? And whilst we appreciate, you know, every place has its problems, wherever you go in the world, and we love Sicily so much. Yes, we know it's not perfect, but we embrace it, warts and all, don't we?
Yeah.
So we've decided to talk about what is the dark side of Sicily.
How do we start this one off?
Well, one of the most common ones is the rubbish issue.
Yes.
Especially in Catania, when you're coming out of the airport, it's not a great
It's not
first
just Catania,
impression.
though.
No, it's not just Catania, but I'm just starting off with Catania.
Okay. All right.
You come out, if you're landing at Catania, and then you see all this rubbish on the way to your hotel or bed and breakfast or whatnot, it's not a great first impression.
No, it's not.
Is it?
Not really.
But then if you once you drive out of Catania, say you're going to Taormina, it's all lovely, you know, oleandra flowers, and the roads are spotless. So where else is there rubbish? Where else have we seen it? We've seen it on the way from Marina di Ragusa to Pozzallo.
On the way to kind of Catini Bagni.
Yes.
That's quite a lot there. In between Cassible into kind of Catini Bagni, that was quite a lot there.
And what did we see there? Like mattresses?
Pretty much everything, to be honest with you. I think I don't know what it is, but each town managed their waste differently.
Yes, so each provincia.
Yeah, so there is in some towns, there's no excuse for dumping like household waste anywhere. There isn't, because they've got a recycling centre in Avola. Anyway.
And the recycling and the rubbish collections is something every day, daily.
So
apart from Sunday, it's daily.
Every day they pass, and
the glass, the plastic, the organic, the
cardboard,
misto, the mixed and the cardboard. Yeah. I think the organic, where we are, they get that twice a week. Yeah, collect it.
But people still just dump rubbish. And I mean, the impression that I get is that when people like leave the town and they've got a bag of rubbish, say they've been to like the beach or something for the day, I'm just speculating, okay. They kind of, as they're driving out of town, they'll just open the window and go, and throw a bag out the window. And that's what it looks like to me anyway.
And at the beach as well, when there are bins, and you see bottles,
scattered everywhere and things.
Plastic bottles, glass bottles. We do if we see anything like that, we do a beach sweep, don't we? We get a plastic bag, and, you know, I've picked up bottle caps, everything like that. But where we are, the beach is
very clean.
It's very clean. Yeah.
Avola Beach, you got Pantanello, Borgo Marinara, you've got Lido Eden, and it's really clean. And I mean,
they sift it, don't they? They sift the sand.
You know,
but you do still get people dumping their rubbish.
Yeah, and it's
a shame, isn't it?
There's bins all along the seafront as well, you know, and people
plenty of bins, even on the beach. Yeah. They've got the 3 bins in a group.
But I think in some towns, I think there is problems. I mean, with waste and things like that, and you know, and we always talk about the wonderful things of Sicily and Avola, where we're from. You know, we're a bit biased, you know, because we're from Avola, we love Avola, and we don't want to talk bad about it. But the harsh reality is that some of these things still do exist, and changing old habits, it's quite difficult. And going into, you know, we've travelled a lot around Sicily, so we've kind of got a really good picture of some towns that manage it well, and some towns that really...
Ragusa Ibla is spotless. You could eat your dinner off of that pavement. Isn't it?
Ibla,
yeah, it's spotless.
Perfect. And don't get me...
Bouncing the table.
Bouncing the table.
Your arm, it keeps sorry, keep bouncing the camera.
It's like we're in a disco. I'll put some music on in a minute. We'll start boogieing. Anyway, but that's the harsh reality over there, is that some things really work well in some places, and some towns are managed really well, and some towns it's just not managed.
But there are recycling centres as well. So if you've got large items, for example, here where we live in the UK, our bins don't get collected. It's every 2 weeks. The black bin gets collected.
But recycling's every week.
Recycling is weekly.
Yeah.
But the large bin, indifferenciada.
It's more difficult. It's more difficult to go to a recycling centre here in the UK than it is going there.
Yeah, they've put restrictions. How many times is it in 6 months?
3 times.
3 times now in 6 months.
And there's a lot of things they won't take anyway. So when I got rid of a lot of the rubbish from our house renovation in Sicily, I practically loaded the car up and took it to the recycling centre on the chance that I didn't know how the system worked, obviously. First time going. And they met me at the door and they told me where to go with this, and this. And actually, one of the guys came over.
Good experience, wasn't it?
He came and helped me as well. And he wouldn't let your dad touch anything. He said, "Oh, don't worry. I've got this with
Miss Ski now."
He called me son. It's I'll help your son out, So, but that's just the way they are there, and and they got rid of all of it without any problems. And he said to me, "Any more problem, anything you need to get rid of, just come and see me. We'll help you here." So, some towns are great, but waste is definitely in some towns a bit of a problem, and. Yeah, the mayors and mayoresses and things like that there are trying their best. The mayor in Avila, for example, she have incentives where she's trying to go plastic free, especially on the beach.
And they have clubs where they, go off and collect the rubbish.
Yeah.
So if you want to join one of those, I'm sure there's one in your local area.
But, I think rubbish, Yeah. What other subjects should we talk about regarding the dark side of Sicily, Angela?
Would you like to talk about the roads?
Yeah.
But, although they have vastly improved.
Oh yeah.
Haven't they? The E45 is great. It's absolutely great. We used to take the old road when we were kids to get to my nonna's house.
You're that old, darling. You had horse and cart, didn't you?
Yes, I'll be collecting my pension soon.
Yeah.
So the roads are improved, but if you have to go off the beaten track,
it can get a bit rough.
And it can be a bit stressful because the sat nav doesn't correlate to where you are, basically. It's not updated on maps.
Just listen to this, right? When we were there last time round, we went to go and look at a villa, and the estate agent wouldn't give us the exact address. He said, "This is the road number. Follow it up to the top, and we'll meet you there." Okay.
He said, "I'm going to get there a bit before, and as soon as I get there, I'll send you the location. But just head towards on this road and keep going straight until you see this blue sign," I think he said.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, that's the way you want to play it. Yeah. Okay. So we set off, and the road was fine. And
it was a lovely road, wasn't it? Lovely and flat.
Yeah, I thought this is
wide
good.
And
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. You're like, I like this. Ooh.
We got to this little village, and then we took a turn from this village.
Yeah, it was a slight incline.
Yeah, a little slight incline.
Didn't think anything of it.
And then all of a sudden, it was like, boom. And we were like, hold on a minute. There's no barrier.
Top of the mountain.
We're top of a mountain here. And I mean, it was... I'm not exaggerated, right? But obviously, we drive on the opposite side of the road over there from the UK. And I looked down, and it was a drop. We were higher than the rest of the mountains, which were in the distance.
You were really cross.
I bricked it. I'm going to tell you the truth.
I was trying to keep calm and just, diffuse the situation, but you were really cross.
I'd never sweat so much, right?
So
in that 10 minutes.
So we thought, well, maybe we passed it. Maybe we missed the blue sign. It can't be, up on this mountain top. So I tried to ring the agent. He didn't answer, did he, first few times?
No, I said, let's turn around, let's go back.
Then he rang back. He said, oh, I'm stuck in traffic.
In Syracuse?
Well,
flipping it.
And we're like, cancel the appointment. It's cancelled. I said, my husband's got vertigo. We knew if you give us the coordinates before we came here, we would have known it was at the top of a mountain.
I'm pretty good at driving, and I'm quite confident driver.
You don't like heights, though, do you?
But that height of where we were blew me away. It blew me away. And to be honest with you, I never held the steering wheel so tight and sweat at the same time. Anyway, we move on from that.
You remind me of that. If anybody would like to take me up to Avalantica, I really want to go up there and see it.
I've tried it twice and I can't do it.
Can't do it. So if anybody of you lovely people out there would like to take me to Avalantica, I would really like to see it once.
No comment.
No comment. Maybe I'll drive next time and we'll just see if we can get up there. How were you in the passenger side?
Even worse.
Oh, right. Forget about it. Okay, so that's the roads.
Yeah,
mountain roads. Yes, they can be quite steep, so...
Do you remember?
People are used to it.
Do you remember when we were in Rakamuto and we were going to Riesi?
Yeah.
And the sat nav said, "Take this road."
Yes.
So we took it anyway, right? But at that time, they were having the land fires, you know, where the burning and the bushfires and things. And we took this road, and we had one bushfire on the left of the side of the road, and there was one on the right-hand side of the road.
There was nothing inside.
There was
nobody, nothing.
And I was like, Ange, I think we've taken the wrong road here. And she goes, no, keep going. And I'm like, should we still keep going?
We didn't have a sat nav in those days.
Yeah, we did. We borrowed it off our friend.
What friend?
Reno.
Oh, right. But this was...
It was a European TomTom at the time.
About 17 years ago, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was a TomTom. Yeah. Anyway, cut the long story short, we got to the end of the road, and that's what it was, an end of the road.
We came to a dirt track, and then it just had a sign. It said, Fine Strada, end of the road.
That was
it.
It was basically an end of a mountain, and to the road to have continued, you would have had to,
build a bridge.
Build a bridge. And then a ramp, and then jump like this, and then do a jump onto the side of the mountain.
Yes.
So,
but we did make it after all.
After 5 hours of driving.
In one piece.
It was.
And we didn't have any kids then, so it's not as if we had to keep the kids occupied. So that's roads. So just bear that in mind.
And if the sat nav says, we can take you on a shortcut, right? And it comes off the beaten track to avoid traffic.
Yeah. Don't do it.
On the option on the phone, on the Google Maps, it'll say, do you want to take this route? Say no.
No, because you'll end up in a little lane.
You're going to end up in a lane, which you'll be either stuck behind a cattle of cows, bulls, or sheep, or
goats.
Or you'll be stuck behind a tractor for about 16 miles. Or this dirt track will probably take you to the top of Mount Etna and back, right? So you think it might take you to a shortcut. Matter of fact, it's not a shortcut. Stick to the main roads, in my opinion.
Plan plenty of time, because if there is a road closed as well, we've had that, if there's a road closure, allow plenty of time for your travelling time, because a half an hour journey can turn into a 2 hour journey.
Yeah. How long did it take us from Rakamuto to Ragusa that time? 10 hours?
Too long. Yeah, but we did have a pit stop in between.
At Priolo?
Yeah, we had a pit stop.
Well, we needed
the roads were closed, and we were just going round and round in circles, back and forth, until the police stopped us.
Yeah, the police did stop us and said to us, what you doing and where you're going. At this point, I weren't too sure if they were the police or not the police, or they were I don't know. Anyway, so
they were the police.
They said,
and they were very helpful.
They told us where to go.
Yeah,
and,
they were really helpful.
And really, really helpful.
Nothing to be scared of at all.
No, definitely not. Right,
so that's roads.
Roads.
You can choose the next one then.
the dark side of Sicily. There is a dark side to Sicily.
Well, that's what we're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. But there's also another topic which I'll talk about. The Godfather, the movie. And whenever people know that we're from Sicily, the first thing they mention is the M word.
Oh, all the time.
We're not going to mention the word because we're not involved with that. All right.
Ooh, where are you from?
Sicily.
Italy. Oh, what part of Italy? Sicily. Oh.
Ooh.
And that's it. That's all we're mentioning on that, or not.
But listen, it exists. It did in the past. It probably still does.
But it's more sophisticated now. You don't really see it as in day-to-day see it.
They don't drive around in a black tinted Alfa Romeo, pulling up outside of bars with
a violin
case, right?
No,
or carrying a horse's head.
Look like normal people.
They don't do anything like that. All right, they just it's one of them that it existed before, and it probably exists now. All right, and things happen in some towns which just leave them to it,
Okay,
we'll move on from that one. Okay, so we're not part of the mafia.
No.
All right, and we're not connected. And but yeah, some of our British subscribers, they go, ooh, this sort of stuff. But
even friends and colleagues.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on now.
Yeah, we'll move on.
So, what else?
Oh yeah, our drain hasn't been touched by the council.
No,
and that's been about 3-4 months ago.
Okay, but let's not talk about that because we've talked about that.
All right.
Let's talk about timekeeping.
I forget about it. There's no such thing as timekeeping in Sicily.
Timekeeping. There's not really an emphasis on.
Don't touch the table. You're rocking it. You just told me off for rocking it. You're rocking the TV.
Oh, I do apologise. If you say meet you at 7, they might meet you at 8 or even 9. So
or even 10.
Don't try not to get cross if you have arrangements and the other people are late. It's just how they are. It's not. Don't take offence or anything like that. It's just a slower way of life. Get there when we get there. 5 minutes before, 5 minutes later. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't go to Sicily thinking that you're going to be expecting a tradesman or someone to collect something or do something for you in the timescale that you've agreed.
Or even if you meet for dinner or meet for drinks or meet for a passeggiata, it's probably not going to be on time.
No, it's never on time.
No.
Never on time. Do you remember that guy who was meant to come and collect the kitchen?
Yes. Yeah, you've talked about that in a previous episode.
I have, haven't
I? Yeah.
Anyway, but just don't get frustrated with it, and just go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Just do the same if you want to immerse yourself into that lifestyle. So, yeah. Next,
parking. That's a pain in the ass over there. Parking.
Driving, yes. Parking, yes. It can be there's some bizarre parking positions, isn't there?
Really?
Diagonal, back to front, upside down.
If there's a space, they'll fill it.
Yeah, even in front of a garage, they'll beep if you're parked in front of somebody's garage and they come back and they want to get into their garage. They'll probably start beeping the horn until you come out.
One of the good ones I've seen now is that when people leave the car in the middle of the road to go to the bakery just to get the bread, they'll leave the keys in the ignition. And the reason why they do that is that whoever's waiting behind, they will then get in the car and move it. It's really weird, but hey ho.
And they stop and have a little chat.
Yeah.
If they're passing, I find it quite cute.
Yeah.
Really, it doesn't annoy me at all, but it could annoy some people if they need to go to an appointment. I'm not sure, but find it quite endearing.
Listen, you have got restrictions in Sicily. You've got places where they've got a ZTL where you, in certain times, you can't enter those areas. So it could be from 8 o'clock at night, it could be 8:30, it could be 9 o'clock. And a ZTL zone comes into play, and you're not allowed in that area. It becomes a pedestrian zone. If you leave your car in that area in the afternoon, you leave your car in that area. By the time you get back, you probably have a fine. And that's another ball ache, because if you're in a rental car, you're just gonna have to go through rental car.
You can pay that at the post office.
Yeah, straight away. Yeah, but
which I found out after a week of trying to find out.
Yeah.
So, but you can go pay that by just get the ticket and take it to the post office, and they'll give you a little form to fill out, and then pay them, and done.
So you've got places where you can park. And they've got apps where it's called Easy Park. That's seems to be quite popular around Sicily, Easy Park. So download the app, and then you can there's like a little wheel that you can scroll through, and it'll tell you how long you want to pay and how much you want to pay and how long you want to stay. It's very simple. But you just got to keep making sure that if you're in different hire cars every year, you just got to keep changing the reg on the car.
Number, or change the card number.
And change, because I was paying on your nephews for about 6 months.
Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, thanks, Chris, for paying for my car parking in Sicily for 6 months.
Thankfully, it's not that expensive.
No, it's not.
I don't know what the prices are like where you live, but where we live in Bristol, it's extortionate. Yeah.
But so like I say, going down to the beach, park properly, park in a car park, pay for your parking, everything's fine. If you're in the tourist times, there will be people, I don't know what they're called over in Sicily, those who go around and check for parking.
Are they vigili?
No, comune. La Polizia di Municipale.
Oh, yeah, those people.
Yeah, so I think it's not like, I don't know if it's like the UK and England, and, they got traffic enforcement officers here. Over there, it's run by the police. So
they've got whistles.
Yeah. Before they give you a ticket, they whistle. And then when you turn up, they hit you with something. But anyway, parking. That's it really for me. Ange?
Yeah, I think that's it. So we just like to say there are negatives about Sicily, but we turn the blind eye because we just love Sicily so much. We embrace that. We embrace the good with the bad. Everywhere, any country, town, village, place isn't perfect, and it all has its pros and cons. Doesn't it?
It does.
But it doesn't take the shine off Sicily for us one bit.
But if I see rubbish, we pick it up.
Yeah,
if we're there, we'll pick it up.
And if you can do that too, if you're ever there and see some rubbish.
Yeah, because once the mindset is changed in terms of people seeing other people pick it up, people follow with that.
Yes, but let us know if you have any other negatives of Sicily.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear them. Okay, and other positives.
We've done 20 odd minutes talking about negatives of Sicily. I thought we'd never do that.
No,
but it's interesting though, because we always talk about the positives, and these questions that have come in, I think they are. Totally,
this is the reality.
It's the reality. Yeah. So, I'm happy with that. Yeah. I'm really, really happy. So hopefully we've managed to answer your questions, and please don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks for watching.
And thank you for
watching. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we really do. And have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I'm working this weekend, so I don't know what you're doing this weekend.
Well, I've got the children, so we'll do something. You can have a relaxing time at work. Well, not so relaxing, but at least you just need to think about you.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for watching our channel. Ciao for now. And don't forget to subscribe and like our channel. So take care.